Kristen Bridget, thanks for chatting with us today.
Hello, hello.
Hi, Jessica.
Nice
Hi.
to be here. Bittersweet, but good to be here.
Yeah, I was really sorry to see you go out so soon, and especially from first to last.
Oh
That
my God.
was such a roller coaster.
Yeah. That was tough to watch. We didn't even realize in the moment that we were in first. So seeing that we were the
Hmm.
first ones to get to the tower and then the first ones to arrive to the intersection last night, it was gut-wrenching. Started so strong and then intersection happened, but it's okay.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
You were positive through the entire thing, and I think I really appreciated that. Ernest, I want to hear from you a little bit about this roadblock. I think you knew this was coming.
Absolutely, bring it.
So, what was the part that you were struggling with?
If we're talking about the drums,
Yes.
we're talking about the drums, catching a beat.
Mm.
I had the beat in the hallway while we were preparing. And then as you start to get up the lights, you're hitting and you're listening and you miss it. Then you think you hear it, and then you hear your beat, and then you like, oh, that shouldn't have happened. Then you come back, you do it again. Now you're with that beat. Now I think I got it and I'm rolling and I hear it again and I jump too soon. So it was, you look at, I didn't get that DNA of rhythm. How about that? Okay, but I didn't get that DNA of rhythm. I have to own that one big time. I'll be owning that for a while.
Well, it was hard to watch, especially like I think it doesn't come across like how frustrating it can be in the moment as well. I think I really felt for you uh, there, and Bridget, I especially felt for you. Like, how did that feel to have to watch it, and know that did you think that in the moment that maybe you should have taken the roadblock?
Yeah. My dad did great. He didn't give up, but that was one of the hardest things I had to do was just sit there and there's nothing you can really do but be positive and encouraging and cheer them on. But I think for me, I wasn't as stressed about my dad as I was about the fact that we were competing with another team. I think that was where I got the most emotional was proud of my dad for not giving up. I wanted him to keep going, but there's that added layer where I'm sitting next to Brett and Brett is watching his partner Mark up there getting frustrated and not there's not nothing he could do as well. So sitting there with Brett, knowing that we were potentially impacting another team's race was just so difficult. That was like the most difficult part for me.
Well, the intersection was it kind of threw everybody for a loop. Was that something, were you expecting to see an intersection, and how did that feel to open the clue and see that?
I know we from the beginning, Phil's biggest thing was this was going to be the season of surprises. So we knew that something was coming. But I think when we saw that it was an intersection and knowing that we had an odd number of teams, so we flew in with Carson and Jack and Brett and Mark, and we knew that one of us out of the three, and we got so close with both of them, but one of us was going to have to wait for the other wave of teams to come. That was a little stressful.
And that I think with that part also, Bridget and I, because it was the three numbers, we thought maybe we were in third place and we would be waiting on the other teams that were going to fly in. So we had pretty much mentally knew that we were going to be waiting for the next team. But when we got there first, realized, okay, now we're going to wait for those other two teams and then we're going to move out.
Yeah.
So that's when.
So, were you big fans of the race coming in? Like, had you seen an intersection in action before?
Yeah, as a family, I grew up watching it with me, my dad, my mom, my sister. We'd watch it every week and we would kind of all laugh about who would be the best on the show. And it was always me and my dad that should go on the show. But yeah, we knew what an intersection was, but it had been years since it had been on the show. So no part of me had expected to see something like that on this season. So when we did, it was a shock.
Is there a twist that you wish you'd seen instead?
I wish the twist was that we didn't get eliminated. That is something I wish.
Yeah, we had that prayer go, well, maybe it should be a non-elimination one because they had a
Yeah.
double elimination at the beginning.
Yeah.
But
I think that is something we would have really wished to see.
So is there anything that we didn't get to see that you wish that we had, or something that like a moment that didn't quite make it to television?
Our interaction with people. That was just, I think that was one of our strongest
Yeah,
assets.
our communication with our taxi drivers, I mean, we were able to get from point A to point B so fast because we were able to build relationships with the people in Hong Kong and Osaka. And yeah, I think our navigation skills were very strong, which is why in the first leg we got to third, and in the second leg we were in first up until the intersection, because we were really great at communicating and building bonds with the people in both of those countries.
I think that's an underrated skill on the race for sure. We don't see nearly enough of it.
Yeah.
What else did you do to prepare to go on the show? Was there anything in particular that you did?
I made my dad run a mile with me with our backpacks on before the race, because this man was packing so much stuff. And I'm like, we need to run with these bags on our back. So we prepared by going on little runs with our backpacks, and slowly we were taking stuff out and realizing we didn't need as much as we had in our backpacks.
Physically, we were ready.
Yeah.
Rhythmically, if that's a word.
We were good on the physical front. We should have practiced more musical stuff for sure.
Yeah, but who knows what you're going to end up getting?
That's my
You
point.
can't prepare for everything.
Right.
Exactly.
Sure. Anything in your backpack that you wish you hadn't brought? Was it still too heavy?
I was getting rid of it,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I packed pretty light, but I don't know. Some other teams only had like the clothes on their backs. So I feel like there was an opportunity for us to probably lighten the load a little bit more.
But that wasn't our issue there.
No, yeah.
No, clearly not. You were fast at everything
Yeah.
else. And I was even thinking, watching you, you're in ridiculously good shape.
Yeah. It's a bummer. I think we always knew that musical stuff with rhythm was going to be our downfall. So it was kind of a bummer to have back-to-back challenges. In the first leg we did the dance, and we managed to get through that. So we thought, whew, that was our musical challenge. We got through that. Let's bring on the physical. And then we were hit with some drumsticks and got the best of this.
Yeah, it's better to be doing the hitting than to get hit, of course.
Yeah.
How much of a clue did you have when you opened that clue? All you get is a question, right? Did you have any inkling that that was what it was going to be?
I don't think we took a long of a pause before deciding. Like, I think we thought beat the competition, maybe like wrestling or something with strength. But I think we probably could have done a little bit better at context clues. But that's the only line you get, is who's ready to beat the competition.
Right.
And yeah.
Right. And it could have been sumo. In fact, it was sumo later.
The next one. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I think I appreciated your bond so much. And you alluded to this, you watched this growing up with your whole family, and you decided that the two of you were going to be the best people to apply for the race. What made you think that?
Well, Bridget's really good at the story about how we basically, let me just start. I've been Bridget's basketball coach since age 4 all the way up to just about high school. I coached a couple of her teams. So I'd already had that relationship. When we would go on family trips, one particular one, we went to Jamaica, and Jamaica drives on the other side of the road. Bridget was the one who had the patience to sit up in the front with me and give me navigation. Also, Bridget and I, we've bumped heads as we've come up, as we come up. So she knows how I think, and she knows how to play me too. So it just turned out that we knew that would work out well. And she's patient sometimes.
I try.
All right. And finally, I think everybody is curious about this. So I have to know, where did bubble gum come from?
Look at just always giggly, plain, just always upbeat, just a bubble gum, just look at her. See?
I think
Also,
it's also because I ate a lot of bubble gum when I was little, so my parents gave me the nickname bubble gum.
okay, this is the important one here. Okay, now that, okay. Bridget had to be about 3 years old. And we had, we used to go to the YMCA every Saturday. Well, Bridget decides to stick her hand inside the bubblegum machine. She's giving me the elbow over here. In a bubblegum machine. Then she got stuck.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
that.
Why is this story coming up right
wait a
now?
minute, wait, because it's funny, because she got stuck. Do you know why she couldn't get her hand out of there?
She had
Because
too much bubble gum.
she wouldn't let it go.
There we go.
That's adorable. And I think it speaks to your tenacity, of course. It's an underrated skill as well.
Yeah.
So what are you up to now? Is there anything you want to tell us about, or any exciting things coming up?
I recently got engaged. So
Well, there
that
you go.
happened.
Congratulations. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's
Yay.
exciting. But we're currently in Utah going. My mom's just turned 60, so we're celebrating her 60th birthday here in Utah. And yeah, so it's been a whirlwind. Got on The Amazing Race, been able to watch it, got engaged, celebrating my mom's 60th birthday, all of the amazing things.
Yeah, all good things, all good things. Well, thank you both so much for taking the time to chat with me today. We wish you all the best in the future.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much,
very much,
Jessica.
Jessica.
It's nice
Thank
to
you.
meet you.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.